Here today with John Pittner. He's here with the Carombies crew. We're going to talk about this concave cutting board he's got here at the Coastal Cupboard and how he came up with it and all kind of good stuff. So John, you want to tell us a little bit about your idea and your board here?
Well, my son and I actually developed Concave, the cutting board with the middle of it kind of hollowed out a bit at a very slight angle to collect juices that we worked so hard to create when we were doing our barbecuing, when we were grilling our steaks, or when we were smoking a brisket or a pork butt. We would work so hard to incorporate bastes and brines and everything we could to make a protein more juicy. We would then set it on a cutting board and tent it to let it rest, and the juices would flow all over the cutting board or into a juice groove and then off the cutting board altogether.
Right. Nobody likes that.
So the idea of collecting juices hit me, and my son used a local woodworker here in town to create our first prototype. And it looked something like this. And it works. We now grill, or we take something out, a protein out of the oven, we let it rest on the board about 10 minutes, and the protein is then resting in its own juice. We then carve that protein, and with this particular board, we go from grill to table. It's a serving board as well.
Cool. Well, you want to give us a little demonstration on, looks like you got, is that a zucchini or cucumber? What do you got there for us?
The one thing to mention is it's not just a board for proteins necessarily.
Sure.
We created concave with an edge that complements today's cutlery, a santoku here or a chef's knife. The slope is very gradual. Were it not gradual, you'd get some bucking out of your knife. But the concave shape actually complements cutlery and makes just even prep work just easier, because you're getting more surface of the knife using this cutting board.
Right.
So chopping, mincing, dicing, prepping just becomes easier with the concave cutting board.
Cool. What did have one question about the type of wood. Is there any certain type of wood that y'all use that make it easier for the hollow nature in the middle?
We have two manufacturers currently manufacturing concave cutting boards for us. J.K. Adams manufactures a maple board in this rectangular shape that you can see is carved out on the side, so it's easy to pick up and maneuver. Sure. We also have a company called Architect that has created an oval-shaped cutting board out of rubber wood. Huh. So all the woods we use are very knife-friendly. All the woods we use have a natural property in them that kill bacteria. Our boards are very easy to work with. They score easy, they're edge-friendly. They do a great job.
That's cool. Now what's the deal with the water over here?
Well, I brought out the water just so people look at the slight carving of our board, just being so lightly concaved, and think it couldn't possibly hold liquid. Now keep in mind, if you have a protein resting here, chances are you're not going to get a cup of fluid. But should you need it, this board will hold a cup and a half of fluid. By the end of the carving process, you have to understand most of this juice is reincorporated back into the protein. Most of it's all gone.
Right.
But the key is that you haven't lost it. It's back with what you grilled or you roasted to begin with. That's the beauty of concave.
Now, where can they pick up the board?
Well, right now they can pick up the board at the Coastal Cupboard in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. They can go online to concavecuttingboard.com and purchase the buy option, and they'll be directed to Amazon, and they can purchase it from there as well.
Oh, that's cool. Well, thanks for your time today.